Blog Talk Radio.
There is a mystery lurking the forested areas of the world. Many have seen something, but what is it? Are they seeing known animals? They claim they walk upright, like a human. There are so many eyewitnesses. Can they all be wrong? Is someone just playing a trick on people? Or is it possible a large bipedal being could exist in the forests of the world? You have a decision to make. Do you believe it exists? These are the topics we discuss on Sasquatch Watch Radio. Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sasquatch Watch Radio. Today is March 26th, 2013. We got a wonderful show tonight. First of all, though, without further ado, I want to welcome my great, wonderful co-host, the Creature Seeker. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Billy. How you doing?
Doing just fine. Doing a lot better than last week.
Yeah, last week was a tough week, huh?
Yeah, but if I can get through the night without coughing and gagging and irritating people, I'll be good.
Well, you got to take care of yourself. There's some stuff going around.
I was surprised there, Bruce. I set you right up for the perfect insult, and you didn't take it.
I was, Billy, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to kick him in when he was down,
I thought for sure that was a perfect opening for you to say, well, I don't know about the irritating part, but...
Well, this week we have a great guest, and it's a person who I've known for many years, and we've been good friends, and he is a member of the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society, and I'd like to welcome Sean Forker to the show. Hello?
I don't think he's answering you.
This isn't Sean Forker. This is Eric Altman. No.
Who is it?
Who do you think this is, you goofball?
Altman? Altman? Oh, Billy.
Go eat your steak and pie, Bruce.
I thought you were going to get Sean Forker.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, can you do me a favor, Billy? The next time you abandon our policy of getting good guests, can you just let me know?
Wow, he's going to start right in on you tonight, ain't he, Eric? Good Lord.
I refuse to answer his comment with a dignified statement, so.
Exactly.
Well, that's easy for you, Eric, because you have no dignified statements, ever.
When it comes to you, you're right.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the show, Eric.
Well, thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Billy, for having me. It's great to be back with you guys on the show.
I want to know how that conference went down there. It sounded like everybody had a good time. I watched that Harlem Shuffle. That was hilarious.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it's actually done by a couple different people. It was done 3 times, actually, and they only put out, I believe, 2 videos. The first one had John Zaffis, the world-renowned demonologist, and he's on the show Haunted Collector. He started it out, and then the rest of the crew got involved in it. The one that came out recently had Jeff Belanger and Dave Schrader from Darkness Radio starting it out, and in the middle of it, you can see Josh Gates from Destination Truth walk right in front of everybody, stop, look at the camera, shake his head, and walk off. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it looked like a fun time.
It was a good time.
Jeff Belanger, he's a well-known ghost hunter. He's a really funny guy. If you ever get a chance to hear him speak, he's very, very entertaining.
Oh, he is. Jeff's a good friend of mine, and yeah, he's into all things paranormal, not just like ghosts and UFOs, but he's into the cryptozoology too. Very well versed on the subjects, and you're right. He's a barrel of laughs. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's I think he's based out of New England. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, actually, he's not too far from you. He's out of Massachusetts.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So, what else went on at the conference? Any notable events?
Well, not so much notable events happened, other than Harlem Shuffle or Harlem Shake, or whatever the heck they're calling it. There was a lot of great people there. As I mentioned, Josh Gates from Destination Truth was there. John Zaffis. Some pretty well-known people in the paranormal field. Chip Coffey from Paranormal State. Little-known Bigfoot hunter named Eric Altman was there. Some other cool people were there as well. It was a good time. Everybody had a blast.
Who's Eric Altman?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we were all kind of talking about that earlier today, Bruce. We had a Facebook conversation about, apparently, Eric ain't nobody, I'm not nobody, and it's
who's Eric Altman? I'm Sean Forker.
So Eric, I'm surprised you went to a paranormal conference, considering you've said on many occasions that you're a hominologist.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I've been speaking at paranormal conferences now. This was my 3rd phenomenology event I spoke at, and I've done some other paranormal conferences, and I'm actually speaking at 4 other big conferences this year. I'll be at Parafest 2013 out in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at the Sands Casino in September. I'll be at Mid-South Paranormal Conference in Kentucky in August, and I got one in October up in Jamestown, New York. So I'm doing a bunch of different conferences this year, and they for some reason the paranormal community is really into cryptozoology now. So I go out to those and I speak, and everybody's really cool. They've welcomed me in, more so than you have, with open arms, and they like me. So.
Well, Eric, that's because I know you well. You're the only guy who I know who I could take out on an expedition out to the Pacific Northwest, prime squatching territory, and then you're sleep squatching in the back of the SUV.
Okay. Now, this is where I got to draw the line, Mr. I Can't Drive, blind Bobo with my high beams.
Eric, those logging roads are very narrow. Bobo was lucky, you didn't take a header.
It wasn't so bad, Bruce, that you had to come down around the bend in the road and blind him with your high beams, but you sat there with your high beams on.
Well, Eric, I didn't realize it was Bobo because we're in the middle of nowhere in the mountains on a logging road, and who would have thought that you come around the bend and there's Bobo Fay holding a beer.
Well, he's right at home out there.
Yeah, I think what it was Bruce was keeping the bright lights on. He wanted to see what brand of beer he was drinking.
I think so.
I'll never forget Bobo's. What did Bobo say, Billy? Hey, dude, thanks for the high beams.
I think he used a little more colorful language than that, though.
Yeah, that was probably the part that me and Eric didn't hear while we were back there snoring.
Yeah.
So Eric, how did you get into this? So you obviously do a lot of Bigfooting, but did you always have an interest in Bigfooting, or how did you start?
I lost a bet.
Yeah.
Apparently
so did Billy and I.
Apparently so, yeah. Yeah, you'll be paying for it at Creature Weekend, let me tell you. No, I got into this long time ago. I was about 10 years old, and I was a fan of the science fiction movies like Planet Earth, The Day the Earth Stood Still, the giant spider versus the Earth, those really bad, cheesy horror movies and science fiction movies. And I came across two movies that I guess you could say fit that genre, Legend of Boggy Creek and Creature from Black Lake. And they kind of got me hooked into the Bigfoot subject. I had an interest then, but I wasn't really interested in the subject until I saw those movies. But from there, I went to the library and started reading books on the subject and found other paranormal topics as well, like ghosts and hauntings, UFOs, other cryptids, and I just started researching, studying the different subjects from there. But Bigfoot's always been my real major interest. I've always really thought that was the most credible of all the different subjects that were available to check out.
Now, have you ever had a sighting? Have you ever seen Bigfoot?
Well, I can't say that I've seen a Bigfoot, and actually can say it was a Bigfoot. I saw something in 2008. It was a dark figure that it looked to me in my high beams of the car as I was backing out of a parking space that it looked like a human. That's the best I can describe it. A very large human stood up from behind about a 4-foot high brush. But I didn't get a really good enough look at it. The high beams went across so quickly, and I only saw it for maybe 3 seconds. Now, other people have said, oh, yeah, you saw a Bigfoot, but I can't say that because I don't know for sure what it was. So I can't honestly say that I have.
No, what's amazing, Eric, is that you can read all those books on Bigfoot and cryptozoology, but you can't read the no trespassing sign during that expedition a couple of years back.
I think
that was actually not my fault.
Yeah, I think he was following someone else that couldn't read them.
No, I thought his defense was the no trespassing sign was upside down, so it didn't matter.
Actually, no, it was on the fence. Instead of facing out where we could see, it was facing inwards on the fence, and the fence was open, so we never could see the sign. I blame Tom L. for that whole situation.
Poor Tom, he's not here to defend himself.
Well, I remember after you guys got back, and the sheriff was looking for you guys. You folded up your tent and you took the last train out of Clarksville. Pretty lickety split.
Yeah, I did. I know those Southern Virginia sheriffs can be, and I didn't want to spend the night in prison, So.
Oh boy, that's something else.
No, so Eric, who was your mentor? So when you got into this, did you meet somebody who was actually a researcher, and that's how you got into it?
We didn't lose you, did we, Eric?
Is he there?
Are you still there, Eric? We must have lost Eric.
Wow. It's just like when you go squatching.
Yeah, I just saw that he dropped off, so he'll probably call right back. But I knew something was wrong because I heard like some kind of a click or something, and then he disappeared. So he'll call back.
Well, I think he's using that magic jack or something.
No, I think he's on. I think he's using Skype. Pretty
Really?
sure I'm pretty sure he's using Skype.
Oh.
Well,
well,
you know what? He has to, because I tried using Skype, or I tried using Magic Jack, and it wouldn't let me call into this thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I should send one to Eric then. You know, I give him a hard time. He's a fun guy. But, is he back yet?
I'm looking here. All right, I think that might be him. Is that you, Eric?
No, I just called to listen in.
Oh, all right. I'll put you back in there.
Thanks, bud.
Let me see.
Who's that?
It sounded like Abe.
Construction worker.
I think it was Abe.
Sounds like he had a hard day working on the construction site.
All right, let's see here. I'm looking. Trying to see who we got in here. There's a number here. All right, and that's Abe. So, what happened to Eric? I'm wondering if his computer or something went down. Is he even in the? Yeah, I still see him in the chat.
He's still in the chat room, Billy.
I haven't seen him answer.
Maybe he thought the sheriff was looking for him still.
Let's see. Well, let's just start answering lines here. I got a few different numbers here, so we'll just start answering some lines. This first one that I'm answering is the 540 area code. You're on the air.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, who's this?
It's Freddie.
Hey, Freddie, what's going on, man?
Hey, Freddie.
Just piddling. How you doing? Hey, my question to him is, when he saw or thought he saw that bipedal animal standing, did he smell any kind of an odor?
Okay, I'll ask him that, Freddie, as soon as we get him back on the line. Something happened. We lost him. I don't know what happened to him.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he's sleeping, Billy.
You think he fell asleep?
I think he fell asleep.
I don't even see
my last question to him was, who was his mentor? I think it was Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah. Okay, Billy. Well, just ask him that when he pops back up there. Okay.
All right, will do.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Freddie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see here. We got another call here. Caller from the 814 area code. You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, who's this?
Oh, this is Eric's mentor.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh,
this is Rupert. That's Rupert.
Rupert?
Yeah, Eric's mentor. I see he dropped off. I got a chance to steal his thunder and let everybody know how I'm his mentor. Hey, I jumped in.
Wow. I'm sure he'll be ready to respond to you, I'm sure.
Oh, well, I'm sure. Like with a thank you or something like that.
Rupert, what are you doing up? It's way past your bedtime. I think it's like after 9, isn't it?
It's yeah, I stayed up about an hour too late. Carrie left me up though. She said I could stay up tonight. I was a good boy.
Let me check some of these other numbers, make sure it's not Eric.
Okay.
Here we got somebody from the 724 area code. You're on the air.
Hey, Rupert, what's the big deal kicking me off the air?
Oh. I would just let everybody know that I was your mentor.
Yeah. Like I said, I gave you the thunder, and I'm the lightning, baby.
Oh, my God.
I was just waiting. I was like, oh, he's bound to, lose contact or something. I'm just going to jump in there and steal it.
Yeah, well, it's not the first time.
All right, I'll let you have your show.
You can hang out with me. I don't care, man. Hang on the show with me. You can talk.
Okay, we'll hang out.
All right, what was that question that Freddie wanted us to ask him?
If you smell.
If I smelled?
Yeah. Oh, he wanted to know if you smelt anything whenever you saw your Sasquatch.
Okay.
Or something.
Yeah, I think he's talking about that time where you were up at Salt Fork up there. That I think that's what he's talking about when it stood up behind the bush.
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't smell anything when I was actually in the car when I saw it, so I can't say that I smelled anything. And even Mike Feltner was with me, and I don't know if you guys know Mike or not. He's from over in the Cincinnati area, and he comes over to Salt Fork quite a bit. And he and I were actually at a couple of the different hot spots in Salt Fork that are known for activity. And the one in particular where we were at, no, we didn't smell anything. We had rocks thrown at us, but no, there were no smells. Or to be perfectly honest with you, I knew there was something there because we had a large rock thrown at us, but I didn't see what was throwing the rock. Only Mike saw the rock. I heard it hit, but I never saw it. And that's when Mike panicked and almost knocked me over trying to get back to the car. And when we got in the car, he was yelling at me to go. He kept saying, let's get out of here, let's get out of here. And as I backed the car out of the parking space, like I said, my high beams went across the front of the bush that's next to the pavilion, and it went across the front of something that looked like a human figure, dark in color, and it stood straight up. And I caught a glimpse of what I think was a bluish-white eye shine. But it happened so quick, I didn't get a good enough look to tell you exactly what it was.
Right.
Well, Rupert is the only one I know who has bluish-white eye shine. He was in the area.
And he's kind of hairy, too, so it might have been him.
Actually, we could solve that right now. Eric, when you saw it, was it walking around in circles?
All right.
No, but actually, I thought I heard it say, "I want steak."
Well,
in that
if
case,
it was walking around, then we know it wasn't you, Eric.
Well,
you were sleeping.
Think about this, though. There's no way it was Bruce, because when he stood up, you wouldn't have seen it from behind the bushes.
That's true.
Very funny.
They were only 4 foot high.
I think it was me. I had to pee.
That was Carrie.
Dave, your voice changed.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Carrie.
She kicked me. Oh, my gosh.
Does she
it wasn't
drink
me.
after dinner?
What's that?
Does she usually drink after dinner?
She drinks a lot, pretty heavily.
I never drink. Problem in my family has. I stay away from it.
Oh, boy.
So, Eric, my original question. So, when you first got into this, who's your mentor? Did you join a group, or did someone take you under their wing? I mean, who do you credit for bringing you into the field?
I actually started when I was researching in the libraries and things like that around my house in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, where I grew up. There was a guy by the name of Stan Gordon, and I'm sure many people know who Stan is. He would have an annual summer event at the mall where it was a display he put up, a pretty large one, of UFO investigations that he did, plus Bigfoot investigations that he did. And when I read about some of his work, I was really interested in seeing these displays. So I went to the mall, and that's where I met Stan, and I saw some of his displays and was really kind of surprised to see that some of the sightings that he investigated took place within a mile of where I grew up, my neighborhood. So Stan was probably the guy that really I kind of looked up to and wanted to learn from, and he became my mentor over the years. When I got into research, actually doing the field research, I went to a conference in Ohio. It's actually the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, and I've met a bunch of those. No, I haven't got back online, Josh. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, my son interrupted me there. I went to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, and I met a lot of other people that were doing the field research, and I was pretty interested to see if I could get out there and try my hand at it. And they all kind of encouraged me to give it a shot. And at that time, Stan was really the only one doing independent research in Pennsylvania that I was aware of. And came home and started doing some looking on the internet and found a group called the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, which I filled out a membership application for to become a volunteer. And about an hour or two later, Matt Moneymaker called me on the phone, and we talked for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and he asked me if I wanted to be the point of contact for Pennsylvania. And I had really never done any field research, but I figured, what the heck, I'll give it a shot. And I was made the point of contact for PA. I put together a team based on voluntary applicants that he had sent me, and set up a little chapter of the BFRO here in Pennsylvania. And from that point, I started getting phone calls, or I should say emails, for people from around the country that had sightings and had experiences and claims. And I began to call people from all over the country and spent hours on the phone with them talking about their encounters and sightings and stuff like that. And while I was doing that, I also met a gentleman by the name of Steve Anderson, and he had just put together the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society. And it was about maybe 6 months old at the time, and he invited me to become a member, which I did, and the rest, they say, is history.
Yep, very good.
So, Eric, when you first got into it, did you? What was your feeling that, has your perspective changed over the years? I know that people, when they first get involved, they're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but sometimes, over a period of years, it takes its toll. And I know that some researchers are, kind of jaded. I know a few who've been in it a long, long time. Has your perspective still changed? Do you still think we're on the verge of, discovering what this creature is?
You're absolutely right. A lot of long-time researchers have become jaded or kind of cynical, and unfortunately, I'm headed down that pathway myself. No, I don't think we're any closer to solving this. My honest opinion is the field has become very tainted over the last 4 or 5 years, with a lot of people who are in this now to make a name for themselves and to get a TV show or become the top Bigfooter in the community, rather than put their time and their dues in, pay their dues, and get out there in the woods and do the work. It seems like the majority of Bigfoot research takes place on the internet rather than out in the forest where it should be done. And I try to stick to the forest. Yeah, I'm online and I'm on Facebook, and I do a lot of lectures now and conferences, but I still get out in the field, which is a lot more than most of these new people do. They fight and they argue and they bicker, and the egos have gotten so out of control over the last 4 or 5 years, as I said, it's gotten ridiculous. And for the study itself, getting out there and doing the actual field research, that hasn't jaded me. The field itself, I think, and the study is the same as it was. Unfortunately, it's a lot of folks who've gotten into this recently, and the egos and the attitudes and the fighting that's really gotten worse over the years. That's what's jaded me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Eric.
It's not very nice for you guys to talk about me like that.
You're the number one culprit there, Rupert.
They must have all forgot that I was on the other line.
I did.
So, Eric, if you had any advice for new people, who want to get involved in the field, what would it be?
My advice, the best advice I can offer anybody, even if it's been in this for a few years and they think they know it all, forget about knowing it all. Forget about thinking you know it all. Follow other people who've been in this for a long time. Follow their work, learn from their mistakes, learn from their accomplishments, and get out in the woods. Bigfoot's not going to be found on your internet, on Facebook, on Twitter. Bigfoot's going to be found in the forest. And if you're not out there doing the research in the field, you're never going to learn anything. The internet's not the place to do Bigfoot research. It's a great place to network and to read reports and to educate yourself as far as what other people have done, but it's not where you're going to find Bigfoot. The only place you're going to find Bigfoot is out in the forest.
I
agree. Hey, Bruce, let me get some of these callers.
All righty.
First caller from the area code 540, you're on the air. 540, you're on the air.
Is that me?
That'll be you.
Oh, I didn't press 1, and I didn't really have anything to say.
Oh, that's weird. It's actually put a little flag up showing that you pressed 1. That's weird.
Right, I know.
Just say hi to Eric.
But anyway, I did want to say something in response to Eric's. He was saying, I do go out and, go on my little walks. I live near a battlefield. I'm here in Virginia. And, I'm out, but I don't necessarily, if I happen to see, our friends out there, I'd be happy to see them. But I'm not necessarily going out, I am looking for them, but I'm not out. What am I trying to say? Discovering them in quotations, because I already know they exist.
Gotcha.
Okay. So,
gotcha.
And also, I know Scott goes out and he does a tremendous amount of work. I think his body of work is so awesome. But at the same time, they know what his intentions are. I think, he's really got a very good outlook and wants to look out for them. And there he is, they're coming to visit him.
Now you're talking about Scott Carpenter, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to say is research, it's been done. Everybody's trying to find them, but we all know they're here. There's just really no reason to be proving to anybody else that they are alive and well on planet Earth. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well,
since you did call me.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All
right.
She has a good point. And she said she's not a researcher, and that's fine. There's a lot of enthusiasts out there who get out there, and she's out there doing. She's walking, and she says she knows they're out there. That's great. But the people that are doing the field research need to do the field research and stop worrying about being on Facebook and the Internet. That was my whole point.
Right.
My point isn't knowing whether they're there or not, or having them come to you. That's great. Scott Carpenter's been doing some great work since 2009. I've been in this since 1997. I've been doing some great work since then, too. But the point is, regardless if you're Scott Carpenter or Eric Altman, you need to be in the woods doing the research. That's my point.
Yeah, and that and I agree with that too. I think the pointed thing here, and here we go. Go ahead and put me up on my soapbox now. I think, Eric, one of the things that you're talking about is we have people coming along here and they're putting up these blogs where they're putting out information, they're gathering information. They haven't probably spent 2 hours in the woods, but yet they have these blogs and they make it look like they know all this information about, well, if that's what you want to call it, information, I call it misinformation. That's what I've been calling it for months now.
Right.
They can't much less check up on a story to see if it's accurate, much less anything else. And
right.
That's always been a pet peeve to me, because the main reason they have these blogs, and I'm going to go ahead and say it here, and I know I'm going to get some hate mail for this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. The point of these blogs, and I'm talking about two in particular, everybody knows who I'm talking about here, anybody that's been paying attention to this, the only point of their blogs is to make money. I'm sorry. It's make money, okay? Bruce, you get accused of starting a conference and doing a conference to make money. You and I both know, and Eric, we got Eric on here. Eric knows. Is a conference a moneymaker, Eric?
No. I
Bruce,
wish it was.
Bruce,
no,
is a conference a moneymaker?
You know, for me, the conference is a labor of love, and you have to be willing to put, a lot of your own, financial resources into it, and just, ask anyone, who does it. Just,
right.
You're not going to make millions putting on a conference.
No. Now, a blog, on the other hand, okay, is your time to type it up. If you type it up and you don't copy and paste. And putting it up, and there you go. And however many clicks you get to that blog, if anybody don't know how that works, it's like a revenue sharing type thing where the advertisers kind of pay per click. And I have it on pretty good word that, some of these guys are making some pretty good bucks off these blogs. So, now, is there anything wrong with making money on a blog? No, I'm not saying that. But if you're going to make money off a blog, at least make sure your information is accurate and you're not copying and pasting somebody else's work. Plain and simple. All right, my rant's
I agree
over.
with you, Billy. There's really not a lot of vetting out there on these blogs. People are just sort of blindly repeating other things, and a lot of times the information is not accurate. I can tell you firsthand that some things I read on these blogs are absolutely wrong.
Right. And that's for certain. Well, I guess we better figure out who this other person is holding in Pennsylvania, because we got another 724 area code. You're on the air.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing? Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Brian?
This is Brian.
Hey,
I'd
Brian.
like to ask the director of the PA Bigfoot Society a question.
Okay.
Yeah, Dave Rupert, have there been any recent sightings in Pennsylvania?
Well, yes. No.
I'm making mental notes here as we go along, just so you know.
Just teasing you, buddy. How you been?
I'm fine, Brian. How are you?
Good. So the real reason I called is, Eric, this is all your fault that I'm in this. You could have told me years ago to stay away and run, but you didn't. So thanks a lot. I started off with Bigfoot, now I'm facing Dogman. What's next, Eric? Fairies, elves? What am I gonna? It's got to stop, Eric.
What are you asking Eric for? He's a hominologist.
Oh, that's right. He's not a cryptozoologist. I forgot.
Oh boy.
But hey,
wow.
I did want to ask one serious question. Did you get to meet Josh Gates?
Yes.
How is he?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's all I needed was the silence.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
So I guess you did meet him, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we chatted for a few minutes, but I can understand from his perspective being in the public eye and being a public figure and going to these events and having thousands of people that want to meet you and talk to you, and I can understand that gets on your nerves and grates on your nerves, but as a public figure, you want to, in my opinion, you want to make sure that you're good to all your fans and you treat all your fans fair, because without the fans, you don't have a show.
Well, that's just it.
And you're not
he took the job
figure.
to be in the public eye. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Yeah, I heard from a lot of people that met him that shared the same opinion I did. I wasn't overly impressed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, John
that's kind of harsh, Eric.
John Zaffis, on the other hand, my understanding is opposite.
Oh yeah, John is
very approachable.
He is a wonderful guy. I spent most of the weekend with him late at night having conversations about the Amityville horror and some of the cases that he's worked on over the years. John and I are buddies. He actually has a nickname for me. He doesn't call me Eric. He calls me Bigfoot. And we're good buddies. I mean, I've known John for about 4 or 5 years now, and he's a real good guy, down to earth. And with his fans, he'll talk to anybody, and he'll give them hugs and take pictures with them. John is great. I have nothing bad to say about John at all.
Yeah. That was the only thing that I hated that I missed. I really wanted to meet John Zaffis, but I just couldn't get there.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
I will see you, Eric, and I'll see you in a couple weeks down at Doug Waller's. So look forward to seeing you again. Yo,
Brian, before you leave, you want to mention the Butler thing?
Yeah, like I did a couple weeks ago. Our conference is on April 27th. It'll be the 6th annual conference. And hey, guys, I know what you mean about conferences. They're not a moneymaker. We scrape by every year. Whatever money we do happen to make gets thrown back into the other one. So if there's anybody out there that thinks these conferences are moneymakers, then they definitely don't know what they're talking about. So. There's a bunch of good guests. Doug Waller will be there, and we have a bunch of other good guests. So, hope to see everybody on April 27th in Mendora, PA.
All right, thanks, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
All right, you guys have a great show. What's that?
I just want to let you know I'm starting to speak, Brian. You can fly me in. You have to feed me, and of course, $1,000, and I'll speak for you.
Oh, okay. No problem. Right. Can you speak on the Po Valley plesiosaur?
Yes. Yeah.
Rupert, who are you kidding? You can't even speak for yourself.
Shut up.
Hey, you guys have a great show too. So was yours, Eric. I enjoyed your new crypto show. So we'll see you guys soon, man. Take care.
All right, Brian.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Speaking of which, Eric, go ahead and tell everybody about your new show.
Yeah. As everybody knows, well, everybody should know, I've been doing Beyond the Edge Radio now for about 5 years, and that's I call it an alternative talk radio program because it covers subjects that aren't typically covered by mainstream media, the paranormal, the conspiracies, the off-the-wall topics, things that aren't normally discussed by your local or state news, regional news, and while I was doing that, I was approached by another gentleman who owns he owns a network that has several paranormal shows on it, and he wanted me to do a second show for his network. And I really didn't want to do it at first because as busy as I am with lecturing around the country and still trying to get out in the woods as much as I can, and with the PBS and everything else I have going on, it's kind of hard to juggle all that, but I did agree to do it. The show is called Chronicles, and it's co-hosted with Sean Forker, who, by the way, you're talking to. At any rate, Sean and I, we talk about cryptids, not just Bigfoot, but a variety of cryptids. We've talked about winged cryptids like the Jersey Devil, the Thunderbirds, the Mothman. We talked about Bigfoot. This coming week we'll be talking about lake monsters and a variety of aquatic cryptids. So every week we try to cover a different cryptid, and it's just an open discussion. We don't have guests on the program to talk about their research. We talk about current news and happenings that are in the news that we can discuss, and we talk about, we pick a different cryptid each week to discuss.
Okay. Very cool.
Well, let me know when you talk about the Pennsylvania sleep squatcher.
All right, well, let's pull the birthday boy in here. Happy birthday, Henry.
Thank you.
Henry, happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday, Henry.
Thank you. Yeah,
happy birthday,
Bill.
Henry.
Thank you. Yeah, you should have seen all the birthday messages I got on Facebook, and my dad just called me, so everybody's, yeah.
Everybody wished you happy birthday. It's good. It fills up your Facebook page.
It does. It really does. Anyway, I wanted to ask Eric, as far as the proliferation of white Sasquatches in Pennsylvania, and this is referring to the that video that came out a few years ago. You're probably familiar with it. It looks like it's supposedly a white Sasquatch.
Right.
What is your opinion of the proliferation of white Sasquatches in that area, like in Pennsylvania and in Ohio? And also, do you think that film could be real? That video?
The video I'm not sure about. I've watched it. I've watched the enhancements. I've watched the slow motion of it. I'm still on the fence about it. I don't put much stock in video anymore, if at all. So I don't know if that's a legitimate creature or not. I'm not a video expert. I'm not a film expert, so I can't say for sure. And I've never seen a white Sasquatch or Bigfoot. I've never seen a Bigfoot that I can definitely say was a Bigfoot. So I can't tell you what's in that video other than what's there. It does look like some kind of upright person or figure or creature, but that's the extent of it. As far as sightings of white creatures in Beaver County, in the southwestern corner of the state, there's been a number of white creature sightings. Matter of fact, Brian, who was just on the phone, has investigated several white Sasquatch reports in Pennsylvania. And even into southeastern Ohio, I know Coshocton County and Don Keating has investigated several white Sasquatch reports. Matter of fact, his film from 1992, August of 92, shows some kind of white creature walking down the country road out near County Road 6 in Coshocton County by the lake they call Sasquatch Lake. Mm-hmm. So there are reports in Pennsylvania of a white or an albino Bigfoot. They're not a lot. They're probably on the low, maybe 15% of reports we get, but they do happen. And they seem to be right along that state line between Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Wow. Yeah, and also I was going to ask about Crypto Chronicles. Is there a link to where we can watch it? I mean, or listen to it, I should say. Is it on Blog Talk or is it on another network?
Yeah, it's on Blog. Well, it's hosted on Blog Talk, but the network is liveparanormal.com or historyfm.com. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the website for it is thecryptochronicles.com.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. What night is that on usually?
Thursday nights from 9 to 10 p.m.
Oh, okay. Sounds cool.
All right, you got to put that on your list, Henry. Now you got another one to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and the pork chop have fun just talking about different cryptids, and just shooting the breeze and discussing current events, and it's a fun discussion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I know you're going to be.
Go ahead.
I know, Eric. You're going to be coming to Ohio in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'll be in Ohio actually 2 weeks in April and 1 week in May. I'm coming out for Doug Waller's his Unexplained Bigfoot Ghost UFOs lecture series at the Cambridge County Library there in Cambridge, Ohio. I'll be speaking on Bigfoot sightings in Pennsylvania, of course. And then April 13th, I'll be out at the, I don't even know how many this is, 24th or 25th, or I don't even know how many Ohio Bigfoot conferences they've had now. I've lost count. But I'll be out there for that one for the day on the 13th, and then I'll be out on the, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe it is, for Creature Weekend that is being put on by some half-wit that really doesn't know how to put on conferences. I'll have to show him a thing or two.
Well, you really get around, Eric.
Huh?
You really get around, that's for sure.
I do. I hoard myself out.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Henry.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks for the birthday wishes. And Eric, I will see you in a couple of weeks.
That sounds good, buddy. I look forward to it.
All right. Later, guys.
Take care.
All right, later. All right. I think I got all the callers. I don't see any more with their little flags up. So
nobody wants to talk to me.
no, that ain't true.
It might be Billy.
Oh, I swear. What do you do? What do you do? So I guess, well, Eric, you probably got some outings coming up in Pennsylvania too, right?
Yeah, every year our group does. We try to do at least 2 of them, where we open them to the public and allow people who aren't Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society members to come out and spend a weekend with us in the forest and get the chance to do Bigfoot research. There's a lot of folks that have wanted to do it, and we give them a chance. And also gives them a chance to, if they're interested in becoming a member of the PA Bigfoot Society, as per our rules and protocols, we don't just take anybody. It's by invitation only. And how to get an invitation to become a member is to come out with us in the woods so we get to know you a little bit, you get to know us, and just to make sure it's a good fit. And I think from now the past, I guess maybe 10 years, we've been doing these public expeditions and workshops, and we've been doing them, like I said, a minimum of twice a year. And, of course, we get out, little groups of us get out in the woods as much as we can. I know I haven't been out with Dave for a couple of months, but Dave and Ryan and Ron and those guys have been getting out quite a bit up in Clearfield County, and I've gotten out with them quite a bit over the last couple of years. We've had some great experiences and research together. I get out a lot with Dave Dragazin and Sean and Sigrid Dennis and the gang down here in Fayette County. We've had a lot of activity down there over the years, and I've been all over the state. I've traveled to various counties and done research in a lot of different counties and investigated a lot of cases over the years. So we get out as much as we can. Unfortunately, like I said, my schedule's gotten so busy now with doing these lectures across the eastern United States and doing 2 radio shows and trying to still balance a family and work, and so it keeps me pretty busy. But I get out as much as I can.
Hey, Billy, did you hear that violin?
What was you playing or something?
That was dinner music, Bruce.
I tell you what, he just won't give you a break, will he, Eric?
I ignore him half the time. He wonders why he returns phone calls or answers emails. Or
I don't wonder anymore, Eric.
Well, now you know, Bruce. Now you know.
I know.
All right, let me get Dinah in here. She said I hung up on her before.
Who's Dinah?
401, you're on the air.
Dinah?
That's what it says.
Dina.
Oh.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Dina, dear. How are you?
I can't wait to see everybody at Saltport. It's going to be awesome.
Hey, Dinah.
Dinah. Really? Come on, guys.
I remember that song.
Dinah's in the kitchen with someone.
Yeah,
something like that.
Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah.
Yeah, something like that. Way before my time. But I wanted to touch base on a lot of things that people say about Bigfooting and TV shows and all that crap that's going on in the world right now. If you're not in the field, just like Eric said, you need to be out in the woods and collect evidence and bring it, to the public. Do you think we're making $1 million right now doing this stuff?
I wish.
Me too. I want a FLIR camera, okay? Know how much those things go for?
Yeah.
I'm going to be not paying my rent this month to go to Ohio just so I can see everybody. It's more of it's a community that we live in. Being Bigfoot researchers, I learned from Eric. I learned from everybody else in the field.
You learned from Eric? What did you learn from Eric?
I knew that was coming.
I learned a lot.
You know what though? In all kidding aside, Dina, what you just said is exactly what point I would like everybody to understand. Honestly, Dina, do you go to these Bigfoot conferences to learn about Bigfoot, or do you go because you enjoy going and kind of being there with everybody?
I go to the conferences because I enjoy being around people that have seen, felt, and been around Bigfoot. They're in the field. They're working their butts off trying to prove this creature is real, and to hear their stories is what I want to hear, because I can tell my story. You know, it's like confirmation, you know.
Mhm. Yep, that's exactly right. Exactly.
I didn't come out of the closet for a long time with Bigfoot. The first time I ever spoke. Well, I'm sure he did. Just playing with you, Eric. But I was nervous the first time I talked, you know. He's going to text me later and go, "You're a bitch." Sorry.
No, not you, Dina. I'm making mental notes about Bruce and about Dave.
I'm still safe because I haven't said anything bad about Eric.
Oh, you know, Billy, I love you. You're a good friend of mine, and I'm making mental notes about you too, buddy.
Billy, tell them what you're thinking.
Oh, boy, I just got a vision.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Not good.
He's the chief instigator of all this.
But the whole thing, what you had touched base on there, Eric, was people saying they're an expert in the field. You know, nobody's an expert unless you live with them.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know if they have tools. You don't know if they make fire. You don't know. You just don't know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're an expert in the field," and blah blah blah, and everyone's an expert in the field because we're in the field. No, we're just in the field trying to figure out the truth.
Right.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of people kind of look at us like, I don't know. I can't even explain it. You get a lot of haters, and you get this and that, and a lot of other junk. But we do this for the passion because we know it's there. We've seen it.
Yep.
And it exists. It's there. I've seen it. You've seen it. Many people I talk to have seen it.
Yeah, and those people don't need any convincing. So
there is no convincing. I know what I saw. Can't convince me I saw something I didn't see. Period. You know. But it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Eric, Underground Mechanic wanted me to ask you, where do you think they live, and how many do you think live in a group?
To be honest with you, I don't know. Nobody really knows where they live.
Exactly.
At least I haven't seen documented proof of where they live. There's speculation that they live in a variety of different areas. Some say they live in very remote places of the forest, and they congregate there, and they move out and look for food. Others say they might live underground in caves.
I think they live underground, Eric.
Yeah, there are people that believe they do, and although I've never seen any proof that they do, that's a good possibility they do. And even with cave systems, I remember growing up as a kid reading reports that there were tracks that led into caves. Although there's never been any proof that they live in caves, that's a possibility they stay in there out of the shelter, out of the weather, for shelter out of the weather and conditions. As far as group sizes or family sizes, I'm aware of reports that have as many as 4 creatures in them. Like 2 parentals, mother, father, and then 2 offspring. I don't know of any more than that, but I can't say that they don't live, more than 4 in a group. It could be as many as 10 for all I know. But I honestly don't know that for sure because I've never seen it documented other than people saying, I've had encounters with 10 people or 10 Bigfoot. Okay, that's great. You've had encounters, but I've never experienced it, so I can't say honestly that there are 10 in a group. I've got to take that person's word for it. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I think it was perfect. And before we go off live, before we go off the air, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who tuned in tonight. Thanks to everybody in the chat room. And we look forward to everybody coming back next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have another great guest, which I will probably announce sometime this weekend. So thank you for everybody for being on the show, and we're going to continue in the archive for as long as Eric wants to.
Billy, what do you mean another great guest? Where was the first one?
Well, you are the first one. You're the great guest, aren't you?
Oh, wow.
Wow, they were busting you up tonight, huh?
I'll tell you
May
what.
is only a few weeks away, Bruce. Only a few weeks away.
Aren't we going to see them at Salt Fork?
No, they're not. They're too good to come to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, but I'm going to see
Oh,
them.
they're too good.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think I know where Bigfoot lives.
Yeah,
I do believe
really.
she lives with me. I know every now and again when my wife don't shave and I climb into bed, I say,
"Oh,
boy,
Lord,
it's watchy in here."
I hope she's not listening.
Oh, yeah, she's right here.
You'll hear him get kicked in just a minute.
Yeah. I'm waiting to hear that sound.
Well, I'll say this, Dave. If Carrie is a Bigfoot, she's the prettiest Bigfoot that I know.
There you
She's
go.
a pretty Bigfoot. There ain't no doubt about it.
Aw, thank you.
There you go. You better, soften that one up.
I'd have
Just
to like
don't
it
eat her.
kicked.
Just don't eat her cooking.
I can't cook, so I have to take it from somewhere.
She said she's got you a really nice bowl of soup on the stove.
Yeah, it probably
Ooh.
has that number 7 screw in it.
Or she's going to throw it at you. Funny. Hey, Eric, we'll touch base on some of that stuff.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will. Because, just throwing back theories back and forth, I think it's awesome. It's all theory because nobody knows for sure. So, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about seeing you and everybody else at the conference. I'm already packed. That was my first coming out. That was my first time ever talking about Bigfoot in front of all those people.
Yeah, and you did a great job.
I was scared.
I know, you were nervous. I could tell. But you did a great job, and very believable, your encounter. And like I told you then, I have no doubt you saw what you saw.
Oh, I know what I saw. It scared me.
Yeah, and there's no worries about you having to prove it to anybody else because you know what you saw. So you just get up there and tell them. And if they want to believe you, fine. If they don't, fine.
Exactly, and I don't care what people think, at this point. This is what I do, and this is my passion because it took me so long to come out. I talk about ghosts. I've done lectures about ghosts and ghost hunting and Ouija boards and all that stuff. And to come out for the first time at that conference, that's where I met everybody that I fell in love with. I just fell in love with everybody there. They were all my friends. They're all in the same boat. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I'm waiting for Bruce to come out.
He hasn't come out yet.
Here
I'm sure you are, Eric.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the day that you announce you're coming out, so I can laugh at you and point my finger and say I knew it.
Well, Eric, I still don't know which way your saloon doors are swinging. Okay, so.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen the way you look at Dave Rupert. I know that look in your eye.
Oh boy.
I've kind of noticed that too. I feel that uncomfortable thing. And then I tell you, I spent several nights in the shower just hunkered down in the fetal position crying.
Lord.
Dave, you know what that look was? That was the look of a number 5 screw going through my intestines. So next time you offer to make your famous barbecued pork or whatever, I think I'm going to pass on that.
I'll tell you what, the most unusual paranormal thing I've ever encountered is I was sitting in Hillview Manor, and it was dark in the room. Then all of a sudden I hear, look over, and old Bruce, he's sleeping away.
Was he squatching? He wasn't sleep squatching. He was sleep ghost hunting.
There's a lot of sleeping that's done when you're in the research field. That's for sure.
It was either that or listen to Dave.
He was out cold, huh?
It was cool. It was cold, all right.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
What
Lord.
happens, Billy, when you have me on your show?
I know. That's what happens, What do you expect?
What happens is we lose like half of our viewership, Billy.
Somebody had to come on and talk because Eric hung up on you guys.
Well.
And he was disgusted with you. No, just kidding.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap this thing up for the night. Thank you for calling in, Dina.
All righty. Well, hopefully we'll see you at the salt port.
All right. We'll see you.
Talk to you.
All right. And then
Take care, Dina.
Did you have anything that you wanted to add, Eric, before we end the show?
Yeah, Bruce, I'm making mental notes. And May is
sure you are,
6
Eric.
weeks away? Yeah, 6 weeks, Bruce.
All right. Any words from the wise from Rupert?
No.
Okay. Summed that up quite well.
That's
any words from the wise from Bruce?
Well, Lee, it was another fun episode of Sasquatch Watch Radio, and hopefully next week we'll resume our schedule with legitimate guests.
6 weeks, Bruce. 6 weeks.
Now I'm starting to take mental notes.
Uh-oh. Now somebody's really going to be in trouble. All right. Well, Eric, thank you so much for being on and taking the abuse from my co-host.
I fully expected it, but you're welcome.
And look forward to seeing you real soon. And see you soon, Rupert.
We'll see you.
And unfortunately, I have to see you, Bruce. So.
Yeah, you will. Eric, in all seriousness, you're a good sport. So thanks for coming on the show.
6 weeks, Bruce. 6 weeks.
Oh, boy.
I love you, buddy.
All right. Well, everybody tune in next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Until then, everybody have a great week. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Sasquatch Watch Radio. Remember to join us again next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We appreciate every one of our listeners. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.